Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video here on FPL Now. Today we're going to be going over my team selection for Game Week 2 and the transfers that I'm thinking of making. So if you're excited for the video, drop a like down below, leave a comment. What are your Game Week 2 transfers going to be? Subscribe if you're brand new, and let's get into the video. So, starting things off, let's quickly go over how I finished Game Week 1, because of course we did have the Leeds-Everton game Monday night, and yeah, nothing from Njai, unfortunately. I finished on 46 points. I think this is probably the worst Game Week 1 I've ever had. A Game Week rank of 6.9 million. Yeah, it's not gone well. It's not gone well at all. 8 points below the average. Only got 3 returns, which was Sanchez, Mo Salah, and Pedro Porro. The rest of the team got 2s and 1s. It wasn't even like it was unlucky. It was just a really, really bad game week. Although I think Diouf actually had I think his shot was cleared off the line, so that would have been very, very helpful. But yeah, it's not like I did anything wrong. I think just none of my players returned, which is very unfortunate. Obviously, I had a couple of tough fixtures, like obviously Strand Larsen against Man City, Bruno Fernandes with Arsenal at home, where I wasn't really expecting too many points. But I was expecting a little bit more than this, but it is what it is. So yeah, Sanchez with the 8, Nico Williams with 1 point, Diouf with 1 point, Porro with 6, Fernandes with 2, Salah with 16, Palmer with 3, Njai with 2, Rogers with 3, Watkins with 2, and then Strand Larsen with 2 as well. And my bench, Dubravka got 2, Konza got 3, Guy didn't even get onto the pitch, so he got 0, and then Estev with 1 point as well. Again, very, very weird that my red-carded centre-back in Konza got more points than a lot of my team, which is... It's funny to think about, but you know, it is just how it goes. So yeah, it's not like I'm not like annoyed or anything, because I still feel like the team looks very good. It's just one of those game weeks where it just all goes wrong. But either way, that was a quick, just I guess, recap of how I got on in Game Week 1. Moving on to Game Week 2, let's take a look at my team. So I've got Sanchez in goal, who's got West Ham away. I don't really know who to play this week, because Dubravka's got Sunderland at home, which is a very nice fixture. But then Sanchez got West Ham away, which is also a very nice fixture, because West Ham were not very good against Sunderland. Again, it was an away fixture. Maybe they're going to be a lot better at home, so maybe they do something against Chelsea. But from what the highlights showed, they weren't really great. There was only a couple of players in Bowen and Diouf that really did anything noteworthy. The rest of the team just wasn't on. It just wasn't their day. So yeah, I mean, it's either going to be Sanchez or Dubravka. I'm kind of moving towards Sanchez just because Chelsea is the better team than Burnley, and I'm already playing Estev as well, so I don't really want to play double Burnley defense, because I'm kind of putting all my eggs in one basket. And this is a team that, yeah, they had a very good defensive record in the Championship, but this is the Prem. And I get that they're playing the other team that came up, or one of the other teams that came up in Sunderland, but I still, like, Sunderland have made a lot of good signings. So I don't know if Burnley are going to be the defensive powerhouse that they were last season. So I think going double Burnley defense is a little bit too... It's a little bit too crazy, I think. I'm just going to go Sanchez, who's got West Ham away, and then just play Estev, who's got Sunderland at home. I've also got Nico Williams, who's got Crystal Palace away. That's going to be a very, very tough fixture as a Forest fan, obviously, going to Palace. They're not our biggest fans at the moment because of the whole European situation. So, yeah, I think there's going to be a bit of an interesting game there. I don't think there's going to be a clean sheet. I think there's going to be a lot of horrible tackles. There could even be a red card or two. It's going to be a cagey performance. But either way, got to play him regardless. My last centre-back option, I'm not really too sure what to play. Like, I've got Diouf at the moment, who's got Chelsea at home, just because they didn't look great against Crystal Palace. They didn't score. They didn't really threaten the goal too much either. So I don't know if it's just going to... Like, a 0-0 would be perfect, because I get the clean sheet from Diouf and Sanchez. But my only other option is obviously Pedro Porro, and he's got Manchester City away, which is one of the toughest fixtures that you can have in the season. Again, I was going to play Konza. That would have been fine. Brentford away. Brentford looked terrible against Forest. The only reason they scored was because it was a penalty. And Aston Villa, I think, are a very, very good team. They're as defensively sound as Forest. So would love to have played Konza. He is only out for 1 game week, which is why I'm not going to transfer him out. But yeah, would have loved to have played him this week instead of Diouf. So that red card has kind of made me have to play Diouf or Porro, unless I make a transfer, which obviously we'll talk about later on in the video. But either way, That's the back line. Moving on into the midfield, still looks very, very good. I've got Bruno Fernandes, who's got Fulham away. Did play relatively deeper against Arsenal. Maybe that's just because it was against Arsenal and they had to play a bit more defensively. Hoping he gets more kind of space to run into against Fulham. I'll give him a few more fixtures. Obviously, he does have some pretty nice fixtures coming up. He's got Burnley at home in game week 3, obviously. Fulham away this week. Although he does have like City away, Chelsea at home coming up as well. So he does have some tough fixtures. The only reason I brought him in was because DEFCON is great for him. If he gets like 1 assist or a goal, he's probably going to get max bonus because I think the DEFCON is going to be hit many times for him this season. He's playing in a much better Man United team as well with players that can finish, like Mbeumo and Cunha looked very, very good against Arsenal, and then obviously they brought in Sesko as well. So yeah, I mean, there was a lot of positives for him. So we'll see how he kind of performs. But those were the main reasons I brought him in. But I can always downgrade him to a different player if need be. But yeah, we've got Salah, who's my current captaincy with Newcastle away. I really don't know who to captain this week. That is another game that's going to be incredibly cagey and a bit of a vicious fixture with the whole Isak situation that's going on. And it's at St. James's Park as well. So yeah, that's going to be a bit of an interesting game. Palmer with West Ham away, again, didn't look great against Crystal Palace, didn't really create much, didn't really do anything. Another player that I could potentially be getting rid of soon. I'll give him the good fixtures that Chelsea have got, maybe until like game week 6, and then maybe think about moving him on. Njai with Brighton at home next. Yeah, I mean, didn't look terrible against Leeds. I feel like he was one of the only players that was really creating anything. The good thing is when Grealish came on, he didn't go off. He just moved to the right. So I feel like his minutes are pretty secure. And again, should be on penalties as well. We'll have to wait and see when Everton finally get a penalty. But yeah, not worried about him. And then Rodgers, yeah, I mean, the Villa game wasn't really anything crazy. The Konza red card didn't help. It didn't really allow them to properly attack the game like they would have done. But Brentford, of course, is a different fixture. They did not look good against Forest, as I said. So expecting big things from Villa in that fixture. And then finishing things off up top, we've got Watkins, who's got Brentford away, and then Strand Larson, who's got Bournemouth away. Again, Strand Larson, potentially another player on penalties, would be very nice if he was. If Watkins was on penalties as well, that would also be very great. But again, other players like Haaland, your Chris Woods, your Reanders, stuff like that. Other players that I kind of want to bring into the team. Because if I downgrade Fernandes to like a Reanders, that'd give me like 3.5 mil to mess around with. And well, 3.4 now because he got the price rise, which would be very nice because that'll allow me to upgrade other players. It's another reason I kind of want to save the transfer this week, because if I do need to make 2 transfers in game week 3, it'd be nice for that. But either way, that's how the current team is shaping up for game week 2. Moving on to the transfers, like I say, I would prefer to roll just because I don't really want to be making a transfer game week 2 because obviously starting the season is basically a wild card and you don't really want to be using a transfer the week after a wild card because it kind of makes the wild card not seem that great. Yeah, like I say, the only transfer I'd make this week is a defensive transfer. I don't think I'm going to get rid of Konza because Aston Villa have some very nice fixtures coming up and he's back for game week 3. So he's going to miss Brentford away, which, you know, it is what it is. But then he's back for Palace at home, Everton away, Sunderland away, Fulham at home. Like, absolutely fine for that run of fixtures. You know, he's a player that I'm probably not going to get rid of because he's good for DEFCON. Villa are pretty tight defensively, and he's going to play 90 every game. So I'm not too worried about Konza at all. I think he's just going to slip straight back into the team after the red card. If he doesn't, then obviously that's an issue and I'll have to get rid of him. But for right now, I think he's fine just to be in the team. The only other players that I'm potentially thinking of getting rid of is Diouf, who, again, doesn't have great fixtures going forward. I don't really know why I started him. He looked very good preseason. He looked very attacking preseason. The fixtures are kind of like all over the shop as well. Like Forest away is going to be a tough fixture. Spurs at home, Palace at home, Everton away. Yeah, he's not going to be a player that I'm going to be playing too often. Whereas, you know, you got players like Dorgu, who's got an alrightish fixture this week, a really good fixture the week after, but then obviously United's fixtures get a little bit tough as well with City away, Chelsea at home, Brentford away. Like, he's going to be a player that I'm also going to be benching a bit. So, yeah, there's not really anybody that I 100% want to bring in. I'd bring in somebody like Guy or something like that, or Gay, should I say. But he's obviously probably going to go to Liverpool, so there's no reason to bring him in. But then he's a very good Liverpool defender. If he starts for Liverpool. I mean, Konate did not look good for Liverpool. So if Gay does go to Liverpool, he's going to be in everybody's team if he does start the fixtures. But he could get rotated. We're not sure. So, yeah, in regards to transfers, if I make one this week, it's going to be a defensive one, but it doesn't look like it's really worth it. I think I'm just going to play Diouf, Williams, and then and then a Steb. I could play Poro over Diouf. I don't really know. I feel like that's just going to be a coin flip. We'll see what happens. But either way, that is my kind of transfer thoughts for Game Week 2. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like down below. Leave a comment. What are your FPL plans for Game Week 2? Subscribe if you're brand new. Ring the notification bell. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And until next time, peace.